Do you guys like my new chair? It's Jaws! Let me give you like a close-up of this chair because I'm obsessed. So this chair I actually got sent to me, which was pretty incredible. It was from Zavvi, but the chair is from Decorsome Home. I will tag both of these. I'll link them in the bottom. You can go check them out. But yeah, I'm obsessed, and it's gonna be my new YouTube chair. I'm not gonna lie. It's like a little director's chair, so it makes perfect sense. So I thought for today's video I would just do a little catch-up video of all the DVDs that I have recently purchased. I have got quite a few. I've been stacking them up in this corner of my room trying to do a YouTube video, and like the pile has just like grown and grown, and I thought, oh my god, I need to film this video before I just have this overload of horror DVDs. So let's get on to showing you the DVDs. Let's just go straight into it. So the first 5 DVDs that I really want to get into, I can't even believe I'm saying this, but these were gifted to me. So you guys over there, you sent this to me. Well, somebody did. So ages ago I set up an Amazon wish list where I just put a few horror movies just to have it as a reminder to myself that I need to check those out at some point. And I made it public, but in no shape or form did I ever expect somebody to actually gift them to me until one day a parcel turned up at my front door, and I was just like, what is this? I didn't order for anything from Amazon, did I? Forgetting that I shopped. And no, kindly 2 special people decided to gift me these DVDs that were on my wish list. So once again, I cannot thank you enough. I did do a little story on my Instagram just saying how happy I was and just how thankful that it's such a kind act to do, and I just, yeah, blew me away. So thank you again to the 2 people that sent me this. If you're ever intrigued of what horror movies I'm on the lookout for, I usually put them on my Amazon wish list. No, I'm not asking you to get me, please, I'm not asking you to get me anything because it's just preposterous. Like, I can't believe it. But here is my wish list here, where I do keep sort of the horror movies that I wanted to watch or I want to check out, or remind myself to try and hunt for them somewhere. So I will leave that there, and I'll leave a link in the description down below. But the first movie that I got kind of gifted to me was this 2-pack of The Fly and The Fly 2. Obviously The Fly is obviously Jeff Goldblum. I watched it when I was little, and I mean, you know when you say you watched it when you was little, when really you caught your mum and dad watching it? Yeah, this one. And it horrified me. I was terrified of flies after that. I was like, oh my god, disturbing. So it had to go on the wish list because I thought, you know what, it's been a long few years and I'm going to give it a go. And I'd never seen or heard anything about Fly 2. So going into that blindly. But I'm super excited to finally own this so I can give it a watch. So the next one that was kindly gifted to me was actually The Witch. I don't know too much about this one. A friend of mine was talking about it the other day and I thought it sounded really strange. I think it's about a family, and I think a little boy maybe goes missing and they start turning on each other, and I think some accusations of witchcraft and everything gets thrown in there and weird stuff. But it just sounds right up my street. I love anything to do with that. So I know that is really highly rated as well, so that's why I stuck that on the wish list. So thank you so much for the person for giving me this. And the next one that was kindly gifted is The Bay. Now this is a found footage. I've gotten into like a real obsession with found footage movies at the moment. I think it's one of my favourite sort of horror subgenres is found footage, but this one is sort of like, I believe it is sort of like an illness goes around like in the Bay around like on the 4th of July, and yeah, I really like those kind of movies, so this just sounds really up my street. So the next one I actually just sort of randomly put on my wish list. I literally know nothing about this one. It just looked really cool and interesting to me, and maybe I'll read you the back because I literally know nothing about it. So it says, down on their luck, punk rockers, the ain't rights agreed to the last minute gig in the backwoods of Oregon Roadhouse, only to find themselves targeted by a ruthless club owner and his associates, leading to devastating consequences. So it sounds really, really cool. I just really like the look of it. Do you buy horror movies because they look cool? Is that a thing? If it's a thing, I do it. I'm not apologising for it either. And the final one that was gifted to me was one that I've been dying to get hold of. Like, this one was probably on the top of the list of ones that I was dying to watch. And that is As Above, So Below. Again, this is a found footage one, and this is about Paris in the catacombs. And I believe it is all to do with like the circles of hell and them sort of going through, and obviously spooky stuff is happening. But yeah, this just sounds right up my street. I love anything found footage, and also like circles of hell. Like, yeah, I'm into that instantly. So super, super excited to have this for the collection. So the next one is actually one out of the whole entire pile that I bought myself now. I actually bought this at, I believe it was probably Sainsbury's, but I bought it at a supermarket, and it's the only one I've paid actually full price for one, and that is now the release of Spiral. So I finally own this. I missed the chance to watch it in the cinema, so I'm really excited to watch this for the first time. Obviously it is in the Saw franchise, and I'm really excited to give this a watch because I haven't seen any spoilers about it either, so I'm still not sure what the plot is going to be like, and I'm not even going to look into it. I'm just going to go into it blind and just see if I like it or not. So super excited to give this one a watch. And now I've got a stack of 3. These are ones that I bought at CX or Sex. Why is that so awkward? But the first one that I picked up is Orphan, and it was for £1.50. I've watched Orphan like 1,000 times, but I didn't own it on DVD, so I'm happy I picked this one up. It's about a girl that gets sort of adopted into a family, but they think she's a little girl, but really she's not. She's like a woman, a fully fledged woman that looks like a child. It's a classic. I actually watched this in school. Them teachers at my school, Jeepers Creepers and that. No wonder I've only just got into horror. I was traumatized at a young age. So the second one I picked up is one that I've been dying to get hold of, and it was Wrong Turn 2. This was also for £1.50. I watched the Wrong Turn, the first one, a few days ago for the first time, and I loved it. I loved everything about it. It's definitely sort of like the same as Hills Have Eyes, which I've just recently watched too. So I'm really excited to pick up the second one. I think I've spoken to a few people that say that they prefer the second one, so I'm intrigued to watch it because I really like the first one, so who knows if this will actually beat that one or not. And the next one that I got was, I was actually surprised to see it in CX. It was Relic, and it was only for £3, but it came out in 2020, so that was why usually in CX, if they sort of came out last year, they're more expensive than this, so for picking it up for £3 was pretty much a bargain. All I really know about this one, I think it's about the grandmother sort of goes missing, and the daughter and the granddaughter go to her house and start looking for her when she mysteriously comes back and just says nothing about why she's been gone, and then weird and strange things happen. That's about as far as I know. So I'm super excited to give this one a watch. I've seen a few people mention it, so I'm curious to see what it's all about. Here is the next stack. These are all ones that I found at car boot sales. Now, I can't remember the prices for all of them because I got them from different stalls at the car boot, but I didn't pay more than £1 for any of these. So they're all less than £1, every single one. Bargain. So the first one on top is An American Haunting. Now, I've wanted to watch this one for ages because I like listening to sort of like podcasts and YouTube videos about sort of real life, what I'd like to call like paranormal sort of experiences, and this is actually based on one of them. It's actually based upon the true story of the Blair Witch, so that really intrigued me. I think it was about like, and this is my head going about that case, was I'm pretty sure there was like a deal with like a woman about land, and then she might have cursed her the family, and obviously all these hauntings happen. So it'd be interesting to see what a movie adaptation of that looks like. So I'm really excited to give this a watch. So I picked this one up once again. Usually when I'm picking stuff up at cult boot sales, sometimes I haven't even heard of it. So I haven't even heard of this one. It's called Heretics. Let's see, in early 17th century, an innocent young... What is that word? She's supposed to be accused and put on trial. Her fate seems sealed except for the time intervention of the mysterious Reverend Mother, offering her not just sanctuary but hope. Upon arrival, she is plagued with terrifying visions and soon realizes that it's not salvation that awaits but a battle for her very soul. Sounds kind of interesting. So yeah, I picked that one up. I would have picked up for less than £1, so I'm excited to give it a watch. I watch anything these days. Oh, so I found this one. It probably needs like a bit of a clean, but sometimes I'm a bit hesitant to clean these, but it's unfriended. It's got a bit of a sticker mark on there. I may try and take it off, I may not, because it's just a little slipcase, so it does just come off. But yeah, it's unfriended. I've watched this so many times. Can't put it back on now. Yeah, so I've watched Unfriended like 1,000 times. I love this movie. It is obviously like a paranormal, but it's sort of based online. So it's sort of like the ghosts are sort of like in the internet, like in the, I think they're doing Skype, and it's like messaging them. And I just really love that idea because, I mean, it's not used that often. So I really like sort of like paranormal getting into the technology. Like, that's really cool. And the next one that I picked up is the Skeleton Key. It had Kate Hudson in it, so I thought I'd give it a go. I believe this one is sort of like a woman goes to care for an old man in his home, and some like weird strange stuff. I believe it has something to do with maybe sort of voodoo or something like that. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just thought I'd pick it up and give it a good watch. It says from the right of the ring, so that probably tempted me. The next one I picked up, now I know that this was less than £1 because I remember thinking to myself, what a bargain. It is Get Out. I was super excited to have this on DVD because it's not that old. It's still relatively new. Yeah, I've watched this one before as well, but just really wanted to add it to the collection. Obviously it's just about this a coloured guy that goes to his girlfriend's family that is predominantly white and some weird strange stuff starts happening there. It is really good. Couldn't recommend this more. I watched this at the cinema and I absolutely loved it, so now that I own a DVD, super happy. Now I found this at the car boot sale and I was like ecstatic to have it because it's one of my favourite movies of all time. It is The Bone Collector with Angelina Jolie and Denzel Washington. I don't know what it is about this movie, but I just adore it. Adore it so much. It's just obviously these two trying to solve this like case of a serial killer that's going around and kidnapping people and then like killing them, and he like takes like part of their bones and stuff. Oh, it is so good. I love it. I recommend it to anyone. I love this movie. So the next three that I picked up, see, I like doing these movies, but then again I get a bit, oh no, because then I have to admit that I haven't actually watched certain movies, and I know I shouldn't be afraid of saying I haven't watched them because I think you can watch one horror movie and you're a horror movie fan. Like, you don't have to watch every horror movie under the sun. I've only just got into horrors like in the past couple of years, so I'm really new, so there is lots of movies to watch. I have watched some of these. It is a franchise. I know I've watched bits and bobs of some of them, but I haven't properly sat down and watched them, so it's my mission to get them all and then I'll binge through them just like I did with Saw. But I found these three at a car boot sale. It is Final Destination 2, a sealed copy of Final Destination 3, and then Final Destination 5. Like, I know that's like an odd amount, but I couldn't find the ones in between. But I'm happy that I've got 2, 3 and 5. I'm not sure, like I said, I don't know which ones I've watched. Obviously I know that like it's a really well loved franchise, so I'm really excited to hopefully be able to collect them all and be able to get them all I watch. Maybe after I watch them I'll do like a ranking video, or like a vlog of like me watching them all, and then I'll give you like little reviews at the end. I don't know, let me know if you think that's a good idea. Sometimes I think it's a good idea in my head and then it comes down to it and I'm like, no, what was I thinking? So here's another classic that I haven't actually watched, and that is American Psycho. You can all hunt me down and kill me now if you like, but yeah, I've never watched it. I have no idea what it's about either. I just always see the memes, you know what I mean? So super happy I picked this one up so I can finally say I've watched it, just to prove to you all that I have now. So the next one I found was called The Dark. Now this looked kind of interesting. Once again, heard nothing about it, just thought I'd pick it up randomly. Let's see, it says Adele's worst fears are realised when days into trip aimed reuniting her daughter Sarah with an estranged father. She is swept out to sea and drowned. Haunted by the visions of Sarah, Adele learns of local legends, a place called The Dark, a land of the dead that is distorted mirror image of the real world. The legend states that the dead can be returned from the dark if the ultimate sacrifice is made, one of the living for one of the dead. Ooh, that does sound good. No wonder I picked it up. That sounds like a bit of me. Yeah, I'm really excited to watch that now. I might actually watch this today or maybe tomorrow, because that's going on top of the pile. That sounds interesting. And then the last DVD that I picked up out of this whole entire stack is The Strangers. I saw this on Netflix the other day and I thought I was going to give it a watch, but I haven't quite got around to it. But now I've come across the DVD, so I've now got it in my collection. So I didn't really know what it was about, but I seen it on Netflix and I thought it sounded interesting. I think I've seen it on a few Instagram pages as well. Explore your worst fears imaginable with this shocking suspense thriller inspired by disturbing true events. After a 4 AM knock at the door and a haunting voice. Oh, Liv Tyler, hey? Oh. The remote getaway becomes a psychological nightmare of terror as 3 masked strangers invade. Now they must go far beyond what they thought themselves capable if they are hoped to survive. That sounds interesting. That sounds really good. And I didn't know I had Liv in it. That makes me even more excited because we love her here. So that is all of the DVDs that I have recently picked up. I hope you like these videos because it's my hobby to go out there and find sort of like thrifting and bargains. Honestly, it brings me so much joy, so I really hope that you guys like watching these videos. Yeah, let me know down below what you think my greatest find was out of this whole stack, or let me know what your favourite movie is maybe, so make sure you tell me down below. Don't forget to check out my Instagram because you know that I'm going to be posting on my stories all the films that I'm going to be watching and basically my reaction to them. So make sure you check out that, and I will see you guys in the next one.